Good morning, everybody. I need your help. I need your help. Gun rights needs your help here in the state of Minnesota. I'm Ben Dorr, political director for Minnesota Gun Rights, coming at you live from our headquarters here in Northfield, Minnesota. How would you like to make $100? $100. I have an offer for you. $100. All you have to do is ask a question. Ask a question, and if you get the right answer from this individual, I will send you, or if you live close enough, I'll send you $100. I'll send you $100, or I'll meet face to face, and I'll buy you a steak dinner, or I'll give you this $100 bill. Guys, what we're doing here today, and this is both financially beneficial to whoever wins this jackpot, and it's also good for gun rights. It's good for holding elected officials accountable for their actions. And today, like last weekend, we're talking about our beloved Speaker Daudt, who has been on a rampage against our organization, against our members, our supporters, deflecting all the questions you guys are asking him. I have seen no less than 24 gun owners ask Speaker Kurt Daudt, will you put Stand Your Ground on the House floor for a vote in 2019? And so today, got $100, got a $100 bill, big old brand new Benjamin that I got from selling an old grill on Facebook Marketplace. I'm going to give this $100 bill to any gun owner who asks the question to Speaker Kurt Daudt on Facebook or wherever, but you got to be able to prove it. I want a screenshot. Ask him, Speaker Daudt, will you put Stand Your Ground on the House floor for a vote in 2019? Assuming, of course, he maintains his majority, assuming, of course, he is still Speaker in 2019. Will you put Stand Your Ground on the House floor for a vote in 2019? If you can get Speaker Daudt to say yes, if he says yes, or any variation of yes, I will put it on the floor, or yes, we're going to vote on it next year, or what have you. If Speaker Daudt says yes, and you can send me a screenshot of him answering that question in the affirmative, I'm going to give somebody this $100 bill right here. Now, I have got to warn you, you may likely hear something to the effect of, I support Stand Your Ground. That doesn't count. That's not an answer. That's not a yes. That's a deflection. He's a politician. They're professionals. They deflect. And so he'll try to give you an answer that sounds like an answer, but isn't an answer. So he'll say something. We've seen this. I've seen this on no less than 2 or 3 dozen comments in the last 3 days where a gun owner will ask him, will you put Stand Your Ground on the House floor for a vote in 2019? And he will say some variation of, I support Stand Your Ground. Or he'll say something like, I already voted for Stand Your Ground. And you're supposed to go, oh, okay, you're good to go then. But in reality, they last voted on Stand Your Ground 6 years ago. 6 years ago was the last time Stand Your Ground had a vote. But he wants you to think that right now, in 2018, going into 2019, that a vote they took in 2012, that qualifies as actual leadership. But of course, no, it does not. It absolutely does not. And so he'll say something like, I already voted for Stand Your Ground. Or what we're hearing a lot of is, I passed it and the governor vetoed it. Well, no, you didn't pass it, Kurt. Kurt was not Speaker of the House in 2012. Better men were, and they're the ones who passed it. John Thorson says, do you have his contact info? John, give me half a moment. I'm going to grab this for you right now. I'm going to throw it in here for you. He's probably going to give you all kinds of, he's been throwing out news articles, anything he can do to link us to all sorts of nasty things. Oh, did I grab that? Hold on, you guys. I got it right here. All right, we're going to copy, we're going to paste, We're going to drop this baby right here in the comments section. We're going to go with this. Bam. So there is his Facebook page. You can grab it right there if you like. Otherwise, his email address is rep.kurt.doubt@house.mn. I just dropped that as well right into the comments section, you guys. So contact him if you like. Ask him, will you put Stand Your Ground on the House floor? Because let me tell you, folks, he has spent 3 days doing everything humanly possible to say Minnesota Gun Rights is a scam organization. He's been saying that for 5 years. He just keeps shouting that from the rooftop the entire time. He kills off Stand Your Ground. He kills off constitutional carry. He doesn't do anything for gun owners. Gun owners have to stop the gun control because he is having conversations about passing gun control when they are in session. We, of course, draw attention to this, and he's a politician. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. So he'll share all kinds of links with you. Watch this video to find out the truth about Minnesota gun rights. Everybody knows that my brother Aaron Dorr runs Iowa Gun Owners. He's been up here many times helping us go door to door. He brought up a whole team of folks from Iowa to lit drop Lion Scott Jensen's district last session when he was sponsoring gun control, universal background checks, red flags. My brother Aaron from Iowa had some spare time on his hands, came up and helped us go door to door exposing Lion Scott Jensen. Well, down in Iowa, they've got the same problem we've got here. Rhinos. Rhinos run the legislature in Iowa. One in particular is Matt Winschittel, who's been slaughtering constitutional carry down there for years. And of course, so Winschittel gets up there and starts screaming about how Iowa Gun Owners never does anything good for gun rights. Well, of course, that is what Speaker Daudt likes to say here about Minnesota gun rights. And so he goes, look, can't you see there's collusion? Yeah, well, we love gun rights. We love the Second Amendment. We love fighting for the Second Amendment. And my brother does it in Iowa. I do it here in Minnesota, and we expose anti-gun radicals. So we put pressure on Speaker Daudt to, follow through with his campaign promises to actually, put Stand Your Ground law up for a vote, do the stuff he's supposed to do. And he just loses his mind and starts screaming about fraud and screaming about whatever the entire time. Just deflecting in professional style. He's very good at it. He is the Speaker of the House. You don't get to be the Speaker by acting like a noob in politics. And so he just deflects to make gun owners sit there and go, maybe there's something to what he's saying. Well, the entire time he's deflecting from the fact that he's not pro-gun and that he is not standing up for the Second Amendment. So again, if he was pro-gun, he would put Stand Your Ground on the House floor for a vote. That's what I would do if I was Speaker of the House. That's what I would do. So ask him. That's the deal today, you guys. Ask Speaker Daudt if he'll put Stand Your Ground on the House floor. If he says yes, not I support Stand Your Ground, not I already voted for Stand Your Ground 6 years ago, not we passed it and Dayton vetoed it. Will you put it on the House floor for a vote in 2019? If you can get him to say yes, if he'll give you a clear-cut answer, if you can send me a screenshot of his response, I will give you this $100 bill. Came right out of my wallet. I am personally offering $100 to anybody who can get Speaker Daudt to say yes. Now, again, prepare for deflection. He'll say, MGR's a scam. He'll say they're this. He'll say, watch this video. He'll say, I've got a perfect record on gun rights. He'll say, I've got an NRA rating. He'll say all kinds of things to get you to think about something else. Ask him another question. Maybe thank him for all of his awesome work on gun rights. Anything but saying, yes, I will vote for Stand Your Ground law. I do want to mention, however, if you're concerned about being blocked by the speaker, that's very likely to happen. I've gotten, it's all over our Facebook page, dozens and dozens of gun owners have had their comments deleted or been banned by Speaker Daudt in the last few days because they didn't take his BS. He tried to feed them a whole line of crap about what a great guy he is, what an awesome job he's done, and don't I just look spectacular, tall and skinny in my nice gray suit? And because gun owners don't buy that crap, he bans them from Facebook, or he bans them from his Facebook page. So beware if you actually ask him the question and don't take his deflective answer, he may end up deleting your comment or banning you from his Facebook page. This is what we need to do, you guys. This is what we need to do, because he's going to sit here all day long and scream about you guys, and he fights with gun owners. He deletes gun owners' comments. He will not fill out the Minnesota gun rights candidate questionnaire. And this, guys, is the biggest point of all. The reason he's losing his mind right now, the reason he's going out of control right now, is because a few days ago, we were informed by candidates, that Kurt Daudt was sending out emails telling candidates running for the Minnesota House in the upcoming August primaries, he was telling them, do not fill out the Minnesota gun rights candidate survey. Don't fill it out. Don't put your name on paper. Don't let those guys know where you stand. Okay? We don't take that crap sitting down. Gun owners deserve the truth. You guys deserve to know. You deserve to know where your candidates stand, and not just, a handshake on the street. You deserve to have their name on paper with specific, detailed questions answered by them, so you can have something tangible, something you can hold in your own hands that says whether or not they're going to support gun rights. And Kurt Daudt doesn't want you to have that. So he's telling all the candidates in a mass email blast, he's saying, don't fill out the Minnesota gun rights candidate questionnaire. Let's leave those guys in the dark. Let's leave gun owners in the dark. And instead, fill out the Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus survey. Give them a survey, because they'll never come after us. They never hold us accountable. They'll always give us the endorsement and the A rating, and they'll back our play no matter what we do. So the Minnesota Gun Owners Caucus, they get their survey filled out by all of these rhinos and leftists who are attacking gun rights. And of course, you guys remember Rod Skoy, Lyle Coonan, both anti-gun states, DFL state senators who voted to kill constitutional carry legislation, got the endorsement and the A rating from the Gun Owners Caucus. So of course, Kurt Daudt wants his buddies, his friends, to fill out that survey and not our survey. Because if you fill out our survey and say, I oppose universal gun registration, and then you go and sponsor universal gun registration like Lion Scott Jensen did, we will come after you like a dog on a bone, and we will politically rip your leg off in your district like a dog on a bone and expose your attacks on the Second Amendment. That's our job. That's what we do. We highlight where candidates stand. But if nobody's willing to put their stinking name on paper because Kurt Daudt is telling them not to, well, that is a massive middle finger to gun owners. That's a great big, slap across the face saying, gun owners, screw you, show up at the polls, vote for us regardless. We're not going to put our names on paper. We're not going to do anything. And Kurt Daudt is sitting there telling them to do just that. So we drew attention to it. We did a video about it, and the guy lost his mind. That's how this whole thing got started. Well, of course, he's been attacking gun rights for a long time, but this is why he's totally losing it on his own personal Facebook page and posting links. And he was chewing out. Many of you who are watching this were on the video on Saturday. He was on here personally attacking gun owners and going hog wild on Second Amendment folks like you guys who are just asking him simple questions. Kurt, where do you stand on this issue? Kurt, will you put stand your ground on the House floor for a vote? Kurt, will you put constitutional carry on the floor for a vote? He refused to answer. He deflected, and instead posted all kinds of crap about us to try to get you guys chasing down a rabbit hole. He's doing whatever he can do to keep gun owners distracted in the upcoming elections. Doesn't want you to know where they stand. Doesn't want you to know what they're going to do in their time in office. doesn't want any of these candidates to fill out their paperwork, their survey with Minnesota gun rights, and he will not tell gun owners if he'll put stand your ground on the House floor for a vote. So again, $100, you guys. Here's this $100 bill right on my wallet here. If you can get Kurt Daudt, to say, yes, I will put stand your ground on the House floor for a vote, if you can get him to say yes, I will give you this $100 bill. I will mail it to you, or I'll meet up with you in person and give it to you. And I don't care if you live in Minnesota or not. I mean, whoever's watching this video, get the answer from Kurt Daudt. If you can get him to say yes, to your question, I'll give you this $100. But again, he's going to say something like, I support stand your ground. You'll ask a direct question looking for a direct answer. Like right here, Gene in the comments says, Kurt Daudt, tell us directly, will you put stand your ground on the House agenda? And he'll say something to the effect of, I support stand your ground. That wasn't the question that Gene asked. Gene asked if you'd put it on the House floor for a vote. And then he'll say, well, I already voted for stand your ground. Okay, 6 years ago, when it was convenient, what about now? And then they'll say, well, it won't do any good because we already passed it once and the governor vetoed it. Look, that's not the question. The question is, will you put it on the House floor for a vote, regardless of the Senate, regardless of the governor, regardless of who else voted for it at what time in the ancient past? That's not the question. The question is, will you put stand your ground on the House floor for a vote? So guys, don't get distracted. Don't take one of these other answers, because if you want the $100, it has to be a yes, I'll put it on the House floor for a vote. Guys, I'm afraid to say I'm pretty sure this $100 is going to end up going back in my wallet, because Kurt Daudt will do anything but go on record. He will do anything but give a straight answer to gun owners. He'll say all these other things and more. And if you say, well, come on now, Kurt, answer the question, he'll ban you, he'll delete you, he'll send you, again, news articles about our sister organization in Iowa. He'll send you all kinds of screenshots and nonsense like that. Anything to deflect gun owners and say, see, they're the frauds. But guys, I want to remind you, and this is something Kurt Daudt clearly either doesn't know. I don't know what's the matter with him. I really think he's on some medication and was perhaps off it over the weekend. I'm not sure. But he sits here and acts like you guys are elected representatives, or like I'm an elected official. He said something like, I'm on here to hold you guys accountable. Absolute madness. I cannot put stand your ground on the House floor for a vote. There's two things that I cannot do. I cannot introduce a bill. You have to be a state rep or a state senator to do that. And I cannot vote. I cannot put the bill. I cannot force a vote on the House floor. I cannot put the bill on the floor. So how am I responsible for the fact that we don't have stand your ground in Minnesota? You're the Speaker of the House. You can literally grab that bill out of the mist, out of thin air. You don't have to go through the committee process or nothing. You, as the Speaker, can just grab that bill and put it on the House floor in literally a sentence. In one sentence, he can have stand your ground law on the House floor for a vote, and he can pass it out of his chamber. Yet he sits here and goes, no, it's all Minnesota gun rights' fault. They're the reason we don't have stand your ground. They're setting gun rights back in Minnesota. Total madness and deflecting. Not even really good deflecting. Kind of weak, in my opinion, like a freshman legislator would do something like that. But deflecting. Anything he can do to not answer the question, to not put the bill on the floor, to not fill out his candidate survey, to get you guys to forget that he is telling candidates not to fill out his survey. Instead, he just goes hog wild, talking total nonsense. So guys, we got to stay laser focused on what we're trying to do here. And that is today, get an answer out of Kurt Daudt. will you stand your ground on the House floor for a vote? See, my buddy Dakota just came on. Again, you guys, I'm giving $100, $100 bill to the first person who can send me a screenshot of Kurt Daudt saying, yes, I will stand your ground on the House floor. And again, answers like I support stand your ground don't qualify. You know, answers like I already voted for stand your ground 6 years ago don't qualify. Answers like we would pass it, but the governor would veto it. Those answers don't qualify. Only a yes answer qualifies. Heck, if you can get him to say, no, absolutely not, I won't put it on the House floor, I'll give you $50. You got to know, hell no, forget that. I'll give you $100. There you go. You guys just doubled your chances. Doubled your chances. If you can get Kurt Daudt to say, no, I will not put it on the House floor for a vote, I'll give you $100. If you can get him to say, yes, I'll put it on the House floor for a vote, I'll give you $100. That's the deal, you guys. That's the deal. I got it right here. If you send me that screenshot, I'll slip this into an envelope and I'll send you a $100 bill. For me, that's a day's wages, an easy day's wages. And I'll give you this $100 bill if you can get this answer from Kurt Daudt. Will you stand your ground on the House floor for a vote? If he gives a clear yes or a clear no, you get $100. And again, prepare to have your comments deleted if you don't take his answers, his BS answers. If you decide to press the issue, if you say you support gun rights or Minnesota gun rights, prepare to get blocked and deleted from his page. He'll probably spam you all kinds of screenshots and news articles and crazy stuff like that. All deflection, to cover up the fact that he will not give us the vote on stand your ground law. He will not do it. Won't do it under any circumstances. He is playing patty cake with the left. He is stabbing gun owners in the back. He would not defend gun rights in 2018. He would not put the bill on the floor for a vote last session, and gun rights suffered as a consequence. They just do. Because you know what? When you're not on offense, you're on defense. Either our gun rights are moving forward, and Kurt Daudt is one of the most powerful men in this entire state. He is the leader. He's a Speaker of the Minnesota House in the majority party. He has the power to pass stand your ground law out of his chamber. And so if we're not moving forward, we're moving backwards. So because Kurt Daudt decided to get all quiet and hide in his closet last session, the left went hog wild. 30+ gun control bills introduced last session, and no activity on any pro-gun bills, but hearing after hearing on gun control as he shoves this stuff down our throats. This is what happened last session. So he is directly responsible for the gun control fight that we had last session. If he would have said, you know what, lefties, you know what, you anti-American crazy psychopaths, I'm going to take your gun control bill, I'm going to gut it, I'm going to replace that gun control with stand your ground, I'm going to put that on the floor for a vote, and I'm going to shove that pro-gun bill down your throats. If he had done that, we could have seen major progress on the Second Amendment last session. But you know what happened? He did nothing. And you and I, went through great lengths to stop gun control from passing. So when he sits here and comes up with all kinds of crap, I saw one gun owner asked him, Kurt, why do you continue to allow hearings on gun control bills? Why don't we have hearings on pro-gun bills? And his answer was, well, don't we want to have hearings to show them how bad their ideas are? And that is political naivete, which of course he does not believe. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. No, No, we don't want to have hearings to demonstrate how bad they are. We already know. So have hearings on pro-gun bills and allow us, the gun owners, to beat the crap out of the anti-gunners who are standing in our way. But nope, Kurt Daudt decides to side with the anti-gunners and just act like he's some lowly legislator. Like, I'm a nobody. Well, it's all Minnesota gun rights. They're mean people. They're really not nice to me at all. They're scam artists and all this stuff. Look, you're the speaker. You have the power to move the bills, and you refuse to do so. So, guys, that's why, again, one last time, the deal of the day. You want $100? I will send you this tax-free. Tax-free. I'll send you this $100 bill, or I'll meet up with you and give it to you face-to-face, and I'll give you this $100. If you can get Kurt Daudt, if you can send me a screenshot, if Kurt Daudt says, yes, I'll put stand your ground on the House floor for a vote, I'll give you that $100. If you can get him to say, no, not we already voted for it, not we passed it and Dayton vetoed it. If you can get him to say, no, I'm not going to put it on the House floor for a vote, I'll give you $100. Either way, you got a double chance to win a $100 bill. If you can get a straight answer out of Daudt. So feel free to hop on his Facebook page. Feel free to send him an email at rep.kurt.daudt@house.mn. That's rep.kurt.daudt@house.mn. Send him a message and say, will you put it on the House floor for a vote? Any other answer but yes or no doesn't qualify, because he will say to almost every one of you, yes, he'll say, yes, I support stand your ground. And so you're sitting there going, was that yes to yes, I'll put it on the floor? Or was that just yes, I support the concept? Or it's meant to leave you scratching your head. So those answers do not qualify as yeses. If he says we already voted for it, doesn't qualify. If he says I passed it and the governor vetoed it, again, doesn't qualify. That's a load of crap. Gun owners don't buy it. And a yes or no is what we're looking for. So guys, make the phone calls. Greg Myers says, I'm all over it. I'll relentlessly go after that answer until he answers. Remember, don't take his spinning. Don't take the deflection. Remember, Kurt Daudt has been the death of stand your ground for years. For years. He's been the death of constitutional carry. He has killed these bills, but he will tell you anything else. Anything else. So, he might comment and be like, look, I got bears freaking, chewing on my leg right now. I can't answer. He'll tell you anything, but give you a straight answer. He won't give you a straight answer. So get the answer. Yes or no, will you put stand your ground law on the House floor for a vote? Benjamin Shear says he must be a secret liberal. Yeah, you got that right. So again, Greg says, I'm all over it. I'll relentlessly go after him until he answers. Need to protest wherever he is. Pull a lib move on this. Call it whatever, but let's find out where he resides. Peaceful protest, morning, noon, and night. Let's get him out of office if he's going against the Minnesota Public Pro Second Amendment. Well, Greg, here's one thing that we're pretty sure about already. Kurt doesn't actually live in his district. He represents the district, but he doesn't actually live there. He has his residence there, but it's not actually. So good luck finding out where the Speaker of the House actually lives, because that's not like against the law or anything. So get your answer on the stand your ground question. Send me a screenshot on the back of the MGR Facebook page. If you can send me a screenshot where he says, yes, we'll put it on the House floor for a vote, I'll send you $100. If you get him to say, no, I'm not going to vote on it in 2019, I'll give you a $100 bill. Either way. And again, first person to get it to me gets the $100. I'm not made of money, despite what Kurt Daudt would say. I wish I had $100 to give everybody, but I do not. So I'm giving $100 bill to the first person who can get me that answer from Kurt Daudt. Will you put it on the House floor for a vote? So guys, I'm gonna hop off for right now. We got a lot of work to do. I don't know. Kenneth Foss just gave an angry face to Greg Myers' comment. I don't know, Kenneth. Got to get on board. Quit being a fanboy of the speaker. He's not doing his job. Not doing his job. So, guys, I'm gonna hop off right now. Have a fantastic rest of your Monday, and I'll have more live updates for you tomorrow as we draw attention to specific races here in Minnesota, and reveal some of the surveys and their answers that we've gotten over the last couple of days here. Most, of course, refusing to survey because Speaker Daudt is putting pressure on them not to do so, which is why he's deflecting, which is why he's going on the attack against Minnesota gun rights and our members, is to cover up the fact that he's stabbing gun owners in the back literally right now. So, guys, have a good rest of your Monday. I'll have more updates for you tomorrow. Have a good day. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing the first screenshot that you guys can send me with a clear answer from Kurt Daudt. All right, talk to you later, guys.